Let us reflect about the use of massive courses, methods, and technologies, and as the alternatives to teach in the school of the future. Defining massive teaching as one of the possibilities of teach in the school of the future, I'm going to share with you my experience as a coordinator of one Mooc course and getting the opinion of tutors and experts as well as students. Professor Eugenio Spinova invited me to share with you this experience, and it's with pleasure that I'm doing it. Let's see. A Mooc is an acronym for Massive Open Online Course. And after practicing in 9 Moocs as a participant, I have coordinated a Mooc to all education levels and for different areas, for different scientific areas of students for Latin America, invited by the net of teachers of Latin American Caribbean. When you dream about something, you have dreams and doubts, and a Mooc is something on which you have a couple of dreams. But there is a Chinese saying that says, when you dream, do it. But please, after, put your feet on the ground before you start walking. Okay, we have to think about quality, interactivity, collaborative work, and validation and certification when we are reflecting about the possibility of making a Mooc. And these are, let's say, important to identify the lack of quality that I have experienced in several courses I have been involved and attend about this. If it results from technical poor tools, lower knowledge of tutors in methods and techniques of distance education, if it is possible to work with large group of students and make them work mainly in self-study, and if it's possible as well to promote interactivity, and about assessment and certification in this environment. These are the main things we are reflect about. To implement a project like this, you must define an interesting and motivating subject, have a good team, have a good methodology, and have efficient technology to support you. Let's have a look about it. About the subject. Should we teach in the school of the future with or without Moocs? Let's say evaluating a couple of methodologies and technologies and seeing how those things work. If you want to know more details about the contents of the course, they are available in this link. Do it, please. But about the team. The team involved, I was coordinating the project, Professor Xavier Bazogain from Basque Country University, Carlos Nunes as a teacher's trainer, Professor Enrichero, he is a teacher at Catholic University at Chimbote in Peru, and Professor Natalia Gil, she is teaching in John Fitzgerald Kennedy in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Bueno, we have invited several experts. Limitations were they should speak Spanish and they should be experts on distance teaching and have a good experience. I've invited Professor Carlos Castanho from Basque Country University, Filipe Carrera from Lisbon University, Pedro Vega is Vice Rector of Lisbon University, Professor Pere Marques is from Autónoma University of Barcelona, Sibyl Caballero is from Venezuela, and Professor Sisto Cubo is from UX in Spain. Okay, course methodology and technology. What we did about it. Let's reflect about the lesson profile. In a lesson we have to present contents, we have to make tutoring and guidance. It can be synchronous and asynchronous. Interactivity and socialization, promoted by tutors or group work. And assessment, let's say formative and certificative assessment. We can make these things in presence or online format. Tutoring, it can be as well synchronous, can be presence or online, and asynchronous, of course, you need a platform to make it online. About interactivity and socialization, we can make it both, as it doesn't matter if it is with tutors or if it is group work, we can make it in presence or online. And assessment, we have today a lot of tools and technology to make it presence or online. We will see about what we have used in this project. And blended learning. We should pay attention that blended learning today, it's not the same blended learning it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, blended learning was a mix of distance and presence. Today is a mix of asynchronous and synchronous. For asynchronous, we use a LMS for distribution of the contents, for promote asynchronous interactivity, for evaluation, and so on and so on. But for synchronous activities, we can have a virtual classroom or we can make it in presence. And this is the main difference about blended learning today and as it was 10 years ago. What else? We have evaluated the project based on opinions of tutors, students and experts, and we make a survey as well. Let me share with you the experience. The course in numbers. We start for 1,800 registered in the platform, but only started the course 868 students. They remain active up till the end, and they arrived active 670 students, which means 71%, much more the normal average of a Mooc course. And how does it work? Let's see how does we make it. Participants. We have teachers of all education levels and scientific areas. 70% were rectors, vice-rectors and teachers coordinators. 2/3 were PhD, graduated, master degrees and postgraduated. 77% more than 15 years of experience, and more than 90% experiences distance learning before. This means that the persons involved in this project as students, they were very qualified and with a very strong experience that could give us a very solid information about. About the conclusions concerning the Mooc case study. Let's see what happened. The preparation. The preparation should be a very, very, very important preparation before we start. Because after we start, the rhythm is so fast that you cannot do it. In our case, 4 people spent more than 1,200 hours in 4 months. About the contents. Well, let's have the experience of experts. To evaluate our project is very important. I invited Professor Filipe Carrera. Filipe Carrera is teaching at Lisbon University. He coordinates a course of digital marketing and he has a solid research made about communication and other items related with this subject. Web 2.0 tools are one of his expertise. Filipe, can you give us your opinion about the importance of communicating with thousands of students in a massive environment? and how does this course runs?
First of all, thank you, Antonio, for your kind invitation. And I have to uh, put a parenthesis when you speak about expert. I don't consider myself an expert in this area because I think there are still no experts in this area because we are all learning with each other and we are experiment and getting a bit of a grip of how this will be. But in my experience, and that is what I want to share with you all here, is that massive communication has been around for some years, even centuries, if we think about the press, books, and broadcasting like radio or television. But that has been one way. For the first time in the history of mankind, it's possible to communicate to thousands of people, to millions of people, and interact at the same moment. And also that gives us the possibility of those thousands and millions to create their own content. What is extraordinary if we think about it? So in reality, we have now with this thing called the internet the opportunity to work in a different way that is much more more fitted to a new generation that are the millenniums. Sometimes some people call the millennials people that are around 20 years old. In my view, that is a wrong concept. The millenniums really start with a millennium started, so around the year 2000, because these are the first digital natives, really digital natives. For them, photography has been always digital. For them, communication like this is a normal thing. And I work with people around the 20s and 30s. They are my students, and believe me that they are not yet natives. They are migrants like you and me. The difference is that we passed a lot of
Excuse me,
steps
I'm not
before.
a migrant. I'm a
I know
dino
you are a
digital.
dinosaur, a dino digital. I know. Well, I'm a pre-dino digital, if we want to talk like that. But in reality, it's not about the technology that exists. Is the behavior that you have with that technology. And when we will see the millenniums entering the school system as universities, because now they are in the school system, but entering the job market, they will create a big change because they don't understand the way we learn, they don't understand the way we communicate, they don't understand the way we work. So we will have a big change in this. And another thing that is very important that is that this is the concept that will change the way we see the learning process is the concept of social learning. Is that learning is not one to many, but many to many. So in that way, we will learn more with each other, and we can see a lot of that. So nowadays, for instance, we have great experiences of people that are learning stuff through platforms like YouTube, Udemy, Coursera, that they are learning even with each other. So the people at some points are teachers, some points are students, and
Yes,
that yes.
but that is a very important point you are touching. Because in some of the Coursera courses, people are really alone. People, they have forums and nothing but forums. And interactivity and communication among groups, among students, it is really very important for the learning process. Philippe, I would appreciate a final comment from you concerning the experience you have as well in our project, in our Mooc, and how did you felt how about our students? They were happy with the methodology and the technology we use.
I was very surprised because normally the numbers that we see about MOOCs are a huge amount of people that start and a huge amount of people that don't do it until the end. And in this MOOC, actually, things went very, very well in terms of numbers. So I think it was very important to have interactions. Also, the importance of video. Video is very important in terms of giving a face to the content and not having the content in a very, let's say, book manner, but in digital way. So this kind of interaction that, for instance, we are having, it was interaction that was in that course. So that gives the possibility of the people that were through that course to put a face to their teachers and also to interact, and they did in several moments.
Thank you very much, Filipe. Your comments were very interesting to enrich our reflection about the conclusions of our course. Thank you very much. About the platform organization. This is another very important aspect of a course. You need a very good and efficient LMS for succeed in a project like this. And the objectives were platform organization. I'd say we start from the registration, contents distribution, asynchronous tutoring, interactivity and socialization, evaluation and assessment, and certification. How could we use this kind of tool to promote the good quality of the course? Let's have a look about it. For the registration, we could use the platform as an open entrance, and as well we can use PayPal for payment or another strategy of payment. This is already controlled in this aspect. But I would like to invite Carlos Nunes. Carlos is a very experienced person on the use of the platform. I invited him as webmaster, platform webmaster, and he gave us a very important support for our project. Let's listen to Carlos.
Good morning and hello to everyone. My name is Carlos Nunes and I'm a Portuguese teacher with a degree in computing sciences and education. I have a strong background using learning management systems, especially Moodle. Besides my professional activity, I also create several video contents directed to students to help me with my classes, and some contents to teachers to help me training other teachers. So I also publish that same content on YouTube so that everyone can watch it.
Okay, and about our students' opinion concerning the contents. Do you think the course contents were appropriated to the course outline? 99% of our students say yes, the contents were just adjusted to the project. This is the results of the inquiry we have made about it. Do the contents of the course match your expectations? 96% of our students said yes. And about asynchronous interactivity, socialization, doubts, guidance, and group work. Let's have the opinion of Carlos as well. Carlos, it was a pleasure to work with you in this project, but when I invited you, I asked to make a simple, clear, and easy platform. What have you done?
Okay, so our course is set up with a Moodle platform. This is a Moodle course. We have several things related specifically to Moodle, and we made some tweaks to enhance the experience to the student. So what do we have here? This is just a sample of our main course. We have in the beginning some contents to help the students to know the course and the objectives and the structure of the course. And the contents, we put all contents in tabs. Each tab means a different week, so every week there is a new tab for the student to go to watch all the content and make all the tasks.
And to make the life easier to our students, how did we organize each topic and the contents?
Okay, so in each tab, we can say each tab is a different topic, and the structure is always the same. We have a forum to the students. Everything I'm watching now, it's the student point of view. Right now I'm just a simple student. So the other sections, we have content, support documents, of course this is in Spanish, and tasks. If we look at some other week, we have the content. So this is we have more content here, support documents, and tasks. And every week we have the same structure. So when a student visits us, it's easier to them to search what they are looking for.
Group work is one of the most important ingredients for a distance learning. How could we solve this with the platform?
Okay, so to make the students interact with each other and with the teachers, we have forums. This is very important because in a course like this where we have 1,000 students, it's hard for the teacher to answer to everyone. So if one student has a question, he writes it on the forum, and besides the teachers there are 999 students that can answer him. So it's really important to create a community inside the course that is able to help each other, and that's the only way a course like this can go forward.
And group work, students' opinion. Let's listen to them. Rate the importance of teamwork in improving final results. 80% of our students said that group work was very important. 20% said it was not important. In our opinion and our experience, we felt that group work is a must in a distance course because it breaks the isolation of the students and promote a very strong interactivity and socialization in distance courses. Doesn't matter if it is in a short group or large groups. In large groups, we should have the organization of groups according mainly with time zones, because it's difficult to work with very distant time zones locations. And evaluation and assessment. Is it possible to establish appropriate methods and techniques for proper operation in the process of formative and certificative assessment with some limitations? Let's see what we have done and the results we have obtained. The assessment was based on model tasks about each model, questions and answers about each model, platform tests in each model automatically reviewed, a final work, self-evaluation in group evaluation, and tutors evaluation. Today we have tools to make all of this online, and most of them automatically, because we cannot make it with the very, very large groups without tools like this. Let's see what happened. First, the platform student support bar gives us an important information about the progress of each student. Why? Because we have each model monitored by progress bar, which means that not only as students' information, but teachers' information, and we could make it. We can have as well an overview of students, so you can be informed about each student, or if they are realized all the tasks, which tasks are left and should be completed, and so on and so on. This is an important information for the tutors. We can have this information related to the groups. Let's say we can have an overview of group 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can see if people are really collaborated inside of the group. This is like information and control system of the activities of our students. In the other end, all this can be systematized and organized in order to have the easy way of getting information about the work of our students. For summative evaluation, we can have automatic classification or manual teachers classification. As well, we can have peers evaluation. And this is a very important support for our work as tutors in a project with large number of students. Let's have a look, for instance, an automatic evaluation of a test of exam that student makes and automatically gets the information of the classification they got according to this course. Let's have the opinion of Carlos again concerning this subject. And about asynchronous tutoring, like guidance, information, and other things for a useful process.
Okay, so the tutoring is very, very important. And in a MOOC like this, some students don't have much support by the teacher, so we have to make this really simple to students, and we have to make it in a way that he always knows what must be done and what's needed and what's the future tasks going to be. So in the upper right corner there is some progress bars. There is one for each topic. In this case we have only 3, and every task the student has to make, it is 1 mark of this, and green means it's done, blue means it's not, it hasn't been done yet. So in my case, I know that there are three tasks that I have to do before everything is done. So this is really simple to see what are the tasks and what do I have to do to complete it. So these squares relate specifically to the tasks that we see here, and we also have these squares that a student can mark as he marks it like okay, so I have seen this content and it's marked. This is for the student to mark his progress and always know what is seen and what is not. Some of them it's automatic, so if he makes some task, it can be automatically be marked. But in many of the cases it's the student that decides what is done and what is not. Relating to tasks, mainly it's always automatic in most of the cases.
Let's have the student's opinion about assessment. Does formative assessment is an important element in decent teaching? 94% of our students said yes, it's very important. They guide us, it guides us. And about certificates, we can have the certificates automatically made by the platform according to the results of the evaluation. If they get the number, we can automatically input everything in the certificate and deliver it to our students. Evaluation and assessment are two important ingredients for the learning process. How could we solve these kinds of things, self-evaluation, peer evaluation, and so on?
Evaluation and assessment is a big challenge in this kind of course. It's the teacher to student ratio. It's a real problem. So we have to rely in tasks that are automatically assessed, like an online quiz, and we can also have some tasks that can be evaluated by peers and self-evaluated. So we have two samples of that. Right here we have a quiz, so it's multiple choice, and a student can make it. Well, in our case, he had one try, and when the time he finishes it, he can see his grade. So this is one way to evaluate students. Other way, in this case, I'm looking to the platform as a teacher, and we have some specific activities that can be peer assessed. There is a work that is uploaded by a student, and every student that uploads his task can auto-evaluate and can evaluate other students. And in this case, the students have a grade of his own work and a grade that is given by the assessment that it makes to other students. And this is a little tricky, but the main thing is when a student is evaluating others, that evaluation is crossed with another students that evaluate the same person, and if any student gives grades higher than everyone else or lower than everyone else, is getting a penalty at this grade, at this assessment grade. So like I said, it's not really easy to explain in so short presentation, but it's really simple for both the students and the teacher to see what is done. The assessment is made by multiple choice. We have some topics for that task, and the student only has to say, my colleague has done this, haven't done this, has done this, and the grade is automatically given to every student.
Thank you, Carlos. Your contribution and your work, it was excellent for our teamwork. Thank you.
Okay, Antonio, it's been a pleasure, and to everyone else listening. So, see you next time.
And concerning synchronous tutoring and guidance, let's see. Up till now, we have seen all what was asynchronous. Now we are going to have a look on synchronous activity, and for that I have a very, very important support as well. Synchronous tutoring are essential for guiding, pedagogical orientation, debating, students' presentation and socialization with students. Let's have a look. But first of all, let's have the opinion of Professor Xavier Bazogain from Basque Country University. He gave us a very, very, very strong support in this project, in this area.
Xavier, first of all, I'd like to publicly thank you for all the support you gave to this project, and your participate was an interesting asset for it. But before we start to talk about online tutoring, I'd like to put you a question. What is the purpose of online tutoring session in a Mooc? Is it possible or?
Well, thank you, Antonio, for your words. I'm happy to work with you in this project. Well, answering your question about what is the purpose of this to introduce the tutoring in a Mooc, I would like to say that it's a decision of the team of this project, because the main purpose for us is to help the students in different ways. This slide is so as some different topics that we use in order to introduce contents to see on demand, to guide and orient students in their doubts or questions. Also, we promote debate students and the works. Finally, also we use this tool in order to promote debates with experts. You asked me if it is possible to introduce this new tool. Well, I think it's possible, but I think it's a big challenge. It's a challenge because it's a new research area of education based on Mooc. And to address this project, this challenge, we need to have two things: technology, and also we need to have methodology. You can ask me.
What kind of technology that we decide to use in the project that covers all, let's say, students? Because if we are working with up to 100 students, it's one technology. If we have 1,000, 5,000, technology is different. Can you explain the technology we used?
Yes, the technology we used was this virtual classroom. I mean, this tool like Adobe Connect Pro. Sometimes in some sessions the number of attendees was larger than the capacity of the virtual classroom, 100 participants. In those sessions, then we have combined this virtual classroom, Adobe, with another synchronous tool like Hangout on Air of Google. Both tools working together allow us that the transmission of the tutoring session could be followed by an unlimited audience, and also the recordings are available in YouTube channel. Now, I would like to emphasize about the second input for this project is the methodology. We need to implement methodology to address this point. We have used a combination of personalized tutoring, like we do every day in our office with our students, with the dynamic of a television program with public. The team of tutors we are 3 teachers, we are coordinated, and each one has a specific role. One was the speaker of the session, another was the technical assistant, and the third was the audience assistant. The weekly tutoring session had duration of an hour.
Let's say 3 in 1.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to make it alone in one session with many people, putting many questions and be able to answer all. But besides of the methodological aspects, what kind of difficulties have you find during the sessions?
Well, we have some difficulties. For example, sometimes they have been technological problems, such as the limited bandwidth of some participants, and in other case the problems arise from the incorrect configuration of the cameras and microphones of the participants. In another times there were methodological issues relative to manage this large audience, more than 100 participants, live participants with interactivity and synchronously. Then Antonio overcoming these difficulties, I think my conclusion is that we can summarize our experience in one sentence. Synchronous sessions for large audience in online courses are possible, are useful, and perhaps may be necessary.
Okay, just a final question. What, in your opinion, how did our students felt the importance of online tutoring?
Well, I think they have been enjoyed, they have participated actively, and I think it's a good experience for them in order to be digital students and modern students.
In my opinion, it was as well another important aspect. It gives socialization in this project that I've not seen in other Moocs, and this is very efficient for mobilizing and for involving our students. Thank you very much, Xavier, for your comments and for all your support. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
And the opinion of our students. Do you consider essential synchronous tutoring, video conference, and so on in a Mooc? 88% said yes. Of course, this Mooc was addressed to Latin America. Some areas were very low bandwidth and some difficulties for interactivity in the live tutoring. And final conclusions about the Mooc. First of all, have been the results obtained in terms of learning important to your career as teacher? 96% said yes.
We asked to our students to rate our course, and the answers were 97% say very interesting, and 3% say the course was interesting. Nobody said not interesting.
At the end of the course, we asked our students the following question. Do you think that the platform was properly organized for the purpose of the course? And 95% of the students said yes, Moodle was properly organized for the course, and only 5% said no.
We can say that course in Mooc format should not be totally free. Why? Because if it is free, many people are going in and out, and group work doesn't work properly because some of the people are not participate very well in the group works. And another thing, it's a lot of time for tutors to make a good work. It is fair to be paid.
Looking back at our experience with this Mooc, we can confirm that the use of Moodle can fulfill all our needs for this course.
Our students were asked if they would recommend this course to friends and colleagues, and a vast majority, 96%, said yes, they would recommend this course.
Finally, the Mooc quality and importance to the school of the future. Moocs have the potential to offer quality courses at very fair prices and can be certified because we can guarantee that our students really learn from it. Thank you very much for your attention.